Hi there, Victoria Beale, your host for the Business Growth Crowd Show, and I'm delighted to welcome our next guest, who is one of the co-founders and owners of this beautiful restaurant, the Grand Sultan, Mohammed Choudhary. Mohammed, it's lovely to have you on my show today.
Thank you, Victoria. And it is always a pleasure, very, very pleasure to sort of somehow to be connected with your business, business growth club. And thank you.
Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. This place is beautiful. This is a 300-seater restaurant in the heart of Milton Keynes. But obviously this didn't just land in your lap one day. You've worked very hard for this. So let's go back to the beginning. Tell us about the child, Mohammed. What was he like? Dare I ask?
I'm not going to go back all the way to the childhood.
Is that too far?
It's going to be too far and it's going to take too long and it's too interesting. Yeah, but I'll summarize it.
Please do.
And then just keep it brief.
Of course, yes.
I landed in the UK in 1993, June the 12th, 1993. I had no educational backgrounds in terms of, I was going to the secondary school there, but I had no knowledge of English, so I've not spoken a word of English.
Wow.
For me to then land here, I was 17 at that time. No chance to go to college because I've got no qualification.
Wow.
No chance to go to school because you are over the age. It was like a dead end. However, I was then going to this place called YTS back then, a youth training scheme. And they used to teach you all different kind of skills, 4 days a week. One day they will teach you English. And there was a fantastic teacher. I still remember those days. His name was Christopher.
Right.
His acting, his way of teaching, it was fabulous, right? But then when I was back home, I was a very top graded student. Somehow I revived that and I started doing my homework. I was always topping his class in that day that he used to teach us English. And then one day he stood up. He said, he asked me a question, a specific question. I answered it correctly. And then he said to me, you don't belong here. In a very face as if he's not happy. He said, you don't belong here. I said, what do you mean? I just answered your question. I did my homework. What did I do wrong for you to say this to me? He said, no, you don't belong here because you need to go and seek academic education. You need to go to college. I said, sir, how am I going to get to college? Because I haven't got qualifications to go to college. He said, I'll make that possible. Would you be interested? I spoke to my dad. My dad was here. He was not very keen because my other siblings did go to college, but they didn't make it. Then somehow I managed to convince him. And a week later, he invited the career advisor from the college. And they came to their sites, interviewed me, and they've given me a place in college. And the course was called DOVE, D-O-V-E, Develop of Vocational Education. It's kind of just below GCSE standards, equivalent to 2 GCSEs, right? Oh my gosh. In there, it was like, you've got English students, other foreign students, people who just failed their GCSE or couldn't do the exam for whatever reason. These people were there. Spoke well English, very good English, but my English was still broken. However, when it came to the exam time, I was again on top of the class. And then they were, wow, shocked to see that I was topping up in the class. That's where my journey began. From there, went to do IELTS preliminary, and that's again, it's in the legal field course. IELTS Part 1, went to university, did my postgraduate in LLB, and one teacher back home when I was in primary school, he once said to me, I know your father is in the UK, one of them days gonna come, then he will call you to go there and join the family. Please, my request, humble request to you is that do not go to UK without a purpose, and your purpose should only be for you to go and study there. I couldn't comply or I couldn't live up to his request. However, same thing happened. My father called me here and then I came and joined in halfway through my secondary school. Then that teaches what he said to me in each stage of my life, during my exam time, revision time, dissertation, whenever you have to revise, that teacher's always kind of as if he's whispering in my ears.
Oh, amazing.
I went back after graduating, maybe just about, say, three years later, after my taking up my degree course and after my full graduation, I went back home. I went to see the teacher, and back in our country, the teachers and students' relationship is not to kind of give them a hug or shake hands.
Yes.
It's that kind of distance, professional distance still there. What happened? I took a kind of historic book as a present and something else. I went to see him, and he was really, really surprised to see me. And funny thing is, I was like keeping the distance like the teachers and the students. And then he kind of hugged me, and that really, again, made me feel as if, wow. Then I was trying to tell him, sir, I graduated, I did this, I did that. He said, you don't need to tell me anything. I know that every step of the way, what you did over there, I know. I said, how? Then he somehow, because another friend of mine from the same class from back home, he used to phone me every now and then. I used to update him, and then he used to go and update the teacher. That was, for me, it was fascinating. It was like it's really gives you something in life.
Let me shake your hand for that. Because I didn't know that story until now. And well done.
I never revealed it, but I wanted to make it brief. But now let's just focus on the restaurant side of it.
Well, I mean, again, the restaurant didn't just happen.
No, it just didn't happen.
Let's talk about the business journey. Because when I first met you, you were printing. So to talk about the moment I met you and now where we are now, because that has also been amazing.
Truthfully, yes, you know me when I was doing printing. I had a printing company. However, in the background, I was acting as a business mentor. I was working as an independent business consultant. And as I was doing so, that's when I realized there is a business opportunity to be in the horizon, in the sense that there is a gap in the market. And I'm the type of person always try to think, what is there that he can do that nobody else has touched on? Nobody else has dared to go into. Nobody else has thought about. So I always look for the gap, always kind of try and see. With the printing and signage business, for example, branding and rebranding, that was an opportunity. As I was doing the business mentoring, a lot of people used to ask me for branding and rebranding. So that's how I then introduced that business. Social media. Yeah. So that's how I then introduced the business. Moving on from that, I went into property business. I am in that business. That business I founded again on the back of a white paper report that was published in the parliament, and they were criticizing a lot of high street estate agents, saying that they are heavily punishing the consumers out there, vendors and landlords, for example, charging an extortionate amount of fees. And I just thought, somebody needs to take that criticism on board and do something about it. And then I came up with this policy of offering landlord up to 12 months rental advance as one payment, not guaranteed. There's other people does guaranteed rent, but it was not guaranteed, but it was a 12 months advance rent. Technically means you have a property, we are giving you 12 months rental advance. You can go wherever you want to go. Maybe you've got a job abroad or whatever you want to do, you know that your mortgage is going to be paid and it's going to be secured. Second phase, what I did is currently, what we are doing now is no commission sales and management. Technically means you call us as an agent to sell your property. We will value the property as it is on the market, and then you have an expectation, a reserved price that you want to sell. We'll get to unlock that reserved price with yourself, and then that's the price that we fix with yourself, and anything on top that we sell it for, that's our fees that we make. If we sell it with the reserve price, then that means we don't make any fees. So there's no commission there, right? So it's a fixed price.
So you're taking all the risk.
I am taking all the risk. Same with rental as well. When it comes to rental, again, We are fixing it for 2 to 3 years with yourself, and anything on top, this is ours. We take care of the maintenance, and this is again our responsibility. Any cost up to the value of £100 that comes up, we cover the cost. Right? That's another policy. Now, remember you've mentioned about the marketing company, right? Printing and etc. This company, Olive Tree, a lot of Turkish restaurants, Asian restaurants, we used to be doing the marketing for them, right? This gentleman here in Sultans, as it known before that, it was Mahaba Limited. We did all the signage, we did all the graphics, we did all the marketing aspects of it, including social media, branding, rebranding. I was very close to the gentleman who had it before us. Yes. Right? At one point, he decided to sell the business. In fact, he commissioned me with a task to try and find a client who can buy it. I was trying to exactly do that. We had endless meetings here with number of potential buyer. That didn't happen. The price tag was maybe up here, and then gradually we came down, right? Yeah. And then I was speaking to a very good friend of mine. I've known him from a spiritual point of view, connections. We've met in the masjid, as in mosque, and I've known him for almost about 7-8 years now. I was speaking to him. Often we used to meet with each other and see each other. I was speaking to him and telling him about this opportunity. He had another idea in his mind. Unless you speak to people, you don't realize who's got what, who's thinking what. He's had another idea in his mind. He wanted to introduce something. It was like something similar to, as if like the story that I'm telling him, almost he's got a similar version, but we just need to merge it together to make it one. Then I told him, we then started looking for a place. We want maybe so many commercial locations to turn it into a restaurant, but it didn't work for us. So this one was right in my fist, and I just thought, okay, let's just look into that. So I had a meeting with the vendor. After a few meetings, we decided that we will be kind of going with that. And the concept is simple. Again, filling up the gap in the market. Remember I said I always look for an opportunity.
You like to disrupt the market.
And disrupt the market. I don't want to get into competitions. I don't want people to say, oh, there's another competitions out there. I want to stand in my own feet, in my own rights, in my own way, and find my own USP. That's something that gives me something that I haven't acquired from anybody else. That is mine. Right? What happened is, me and my business partner, we decided to take up on this business and then try and work in the background to kind of create the concept that we have. We took over back in October last year on the 15th. It was just like our expectation was not that timing, but it just happens to be that we had to step in quicker than as opposed to later. What happens? We stepped in, started working in the background, and gradually started to introduce the brand that what you see right now. And it's called Grand Sultan. In a simple term, if you imagine, I'll let my partner to kind of go through the stories with you. However, for me, what I want to say is that what we want to offer in Milton Keynes is that Milton Keynes is a hub for many towns surrounding to us, right? We've just been given the status as a city almost a year ago. However, we are positioned ourselves in such a way. If you look at the institutions, we've got the Open University. It's a world-renowned institution. Yep. We've got the Cranfield University. Yeah. We've got the Buckingham University. The Hospital University. The Hospital University. Then we've got the proposals for the Milton Keynes University in partnership with the Cranfield University. A city develops when the institution is well in a good position and is delivering better. That's when you realize a city is developing. For example, Cambridge, Oxford, if you look at only because of the institutions, it is world renowned. People know them by the city. Right? Again, in Milton Keynes, this is the same sort of status that we have.
Yes.
But the interesting part is, you've got a lot of ethnic minority people coming into Milton Keynes, but there isn't a hub or there isn't a place that they can go feel that, okay, I want to be in that kind of atmosphere. And the atmosphere is that just to point out one thing, we've had one set of customers, they came once with their family into the theatre because we are right behind the theatre, right? So they came to us and realized that we are not serving alcohol, right? Then he kept on coming back with his family, saying, English customer, right? Kept on coming back with his family, saying, we only come to your restaurants because I know that I could come with my children. We can be in an environment, homely environment. Nobody's under any pressure to be drinking or not my children requesting, can I have this, can I have that? So it's that kind of motions of understanding feelings and atmosphere that they needed, the ambience that they're looking for, they wanted to be in. Now, some might argue that we've set up this place for Muslims. Please don't make mistakes. If you look at the statistics, a lot of young people, 25% of them are not into drinking nowadays.
That's
right?
true.
The dynamic of the society is changing.
And there's so many good. I've seen your bar downstairs. There's such an array. You wouldn't even know that there was no alcohol there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have champagnes, we have beers, we have wines, we've got whiskies. They're all 0.000% alcohol.
That's amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
But how many people out there got that? Every Turkish restaurant that you go to, you will realize is that, yes, they have a bar with alcohol. Yes, they have Turkish food.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But whereas we have the authentic Turkish food, I can guarantee you and say that the chef that we have, this original heritage is from Kurdistan, and they make the best food. But he's from Adana in Turkey. His mum used to be a chef. He learned these things from a childhood.
From the kitchen.
Yeah, from the kitchen,
Amazing.
from his mother.
Amazing.
Now, this is what we are introducing, an authentic food for people to come and enjoy the ambience, enjoy the food. But moreover, the name of the business was Sultans, right? That name, I introduced that name to the previous owner when I was having consultations for him to change the name in order for him to revamp the business. Now, from Sultans, we haven't sort of stepped away from it completely. We've introduced it as Grand Sultan.
And what's the website address for here?
www.grandsultan.co.uk.
Brilliant. So they can book a table through this?
They can book a table through. They can go to Google, for example, and search Grand Sultan, and easily they can find it and they can book a table. But one last thing I want to say to you, please, 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 when you come to this restaurant, come with an expectation that you'll be getting a royal treat, right? Your mindset needs to be that you are going to a place where they will be treating you as a guest and not as a customer.
Exactly. And I tell you, it's a family environment. The food is exquisite and they've done a fantastic job. Look what we're doing today. We're filming a TV show here. The place is huge. It's actually one of the largest restaurants in Milton Keynes.
Correct.
Very versatile. So business, lunches, dinners, networking events.
Correct. And
weddings, all sorts.
The events that we're having today, today alone, for example, I received 2 requests for 2 big parties.
Amazing.
For one party for 40 people, one party for another 20 people. They just kind of questioning that we saw your sort of new business in the market. Can we sort of book in and etc. Please come in with, if you have any events that you're planning, come and speak to us before you actually set the date. Because dates and always you need to confirm it with us before you actually confirm it with yourself. Then by all means, any events, for example, the bridal shower, that one this morning came in and I was like, the lady was saying they want to be here for 4 or 5 hours, right? And there's about 40 of them. Then I'm thinking, okay, 4 or 5 hours, it's quite a long time. So these things like that, please come and question us. We are always open to ideas. We're always open to your events. And we always want to be bespoke and see what we can do. Even if you have any questions about our menu, for example, you've got something in your mind that you want us to present it on the table, please don't be shy. Ask us the question. We are here to offer you the bespoke service, bespoke menu, a bespoke, because to us, you are a bespoke guest.
And I'll tell you, on that note, let me shake your hand, sir. Thank you so much for being my guest.
And once again, I just want to say thank you, Victoria.
It's a pleasure.
And your team as well. They are doing a fantastic job, and I wish you all the best as well.
Thank you.
And I know you'll be going a long way.
Thank you.
Because I have so much faith in you, believe in you.
Well, listen, Mohammed, I've known Mohammed a long time, and he has helped me on my business journey tremendously. He's always been there for me as a supportive business associate. So thank you, Mohammed and the team and the Grand Sultan. If you want to get in touch, go through the website, which is Grand Sultan.
www.grandsultan.co.uk.
So thank you very much, and we shall see you again soon.
Thank you.